Sevilla have started their Liga campaign with 2 defeats in 2 games. And they've sent Gonzalo Montiel, a World Cup winner, incredible but true. Not just that guy, took a penalty in the World Cup final, to Forest. Rob, your thoughts?
This is a man that can handle pressure. He scored the winning goal in the the Europa League Cup final as well. So, I think what they've done, Forest have signed him for when it comes down to the final game of the season. They get a penalty in the 89th minute. This is the man that has done it in a World Cup final and done it in the Europa League as well. But
a man who couldn't crack the starting lineup at Sevilla, who's on the bench behind a guy who's 42 years old, in Jesus Navas.
It depends, week in, week out. They played 2 teams. They played one in Europe, which was effectively their best team in the back end of the season, and then their La Liga team was weaker. But, he's not good enough for Sevilla. But he's a decent player. He's a decent player, and he can handle pressure, and he'll bring some ballast to that team as well. West Ham United reportedly close to clinching the signing of Mohammed Kudus from Ajax for 45 million. Gab, is this wise use of the major Declan Rice money?
I think you have to spend that money somewhere. People know that you're sitting on the Declan Rice money. Until a week ago, they might have thought they might have had some Paqueta money to spend as well. I think Kudus has had his moments. I still think he's raw. I think there's some character issues there, but I suppose I'm guessing he's going to compete with Said Benrahma for a spot in the lineup. I'm a Pablo Fornals guy myself. But a front line of Bowen, Antonio, and Kudus, that's relatively
45
tasty.
million, about right?
22, 23 years old? Sure. Why not? Armel Bella-Kotchap continues to be linked with Bayern because I guess having 3 giant central defenders isn't enough. I mean, look, I think he's got a huge upside, but is this the right club for him? Why isn't the Premier League come knocking? Why have they?
Good question, which, maybe somebody like Liverpool. This is my argument. Manchester City have got 4, maybe 5 guys that can play in the central defence for them. If you're a top-level team like Bayern Munich are and you want to be the champions of Europe, in answer to your question, I think you probably need more than 3 top-class central defenders. You can get a suspension, you can get an injury.
Hang on a second, though, right? Those central defenders that Manchester City have, I believe, other than Ruben Dias, who I think only plays centre back. Joshua Gvardiol can play any position across the back line. Akanji can play any position in the back line, as we found out in midfield. Stones can play right back or in midfield. Nathan Ake can play centre back. What the hell's Daya Upamecano, Matthijs de Ligt, Kim.
Yeah.
Bella-Kotchap, I don't know. He's still very young. Maybe he can play different positions. I don't know. I didn't do it last year.
It could be an inverted right back. That's all the fashion at the moment.
Yeah, but at 6'3", I don't think so. But maybe. But those guys, the only position they can play are center back, maybe bouncer outside the nightclub. But they're not. I mean, you don't want Dayot Upamecano playing wing back. So I don't know that there's that equivalency with City. I don't think applies here. I don't know. I don't get the logic other than securing one of the top young players. I think he tailed off a little. I mean, do you think he's that good? Did he just look really good on a really bad team?
Maybe so, but he's a good backup. And then we go back to your previous answer about Manchester United when Shaw ended up playing central defender last year because United didn't have enough top-class central defenders. So the top teams overload in position. He's not going to be coming. He's going to be knocking at the manager's door if he's not playing week out with the 3 guys that you've mentioned there. But if one gets suspended, one gets injured, one has a lot. Unlikely with those, they're going to have a loss of form. He's a good guy to have around. He's probably going to be a low-maintenance man to make up the team.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.